This is a Portuguese Navy Individual Combat Ration Menu 1. Now weighing in at 4 pounds 9 ounces and containing 3,288 calories, this ration is used by the Portuguese Marine Corps, the special operations force of their Navy, during amphibious warfare, maritime interdiction, and boarding missions. Best before date is September 2018. So let's give it a look. Okay, so right off the bat we have some biscuits or crackers, paper tissues, nice little amount of essentially toilet paper there, some peach jam, a fruit cocktail, another peach jam. Hey, look at this. I've never seen that before in a ration. Little juice box, apple juice. Little dark chocolate bar, 25 grams. Oh wow, these are a little busted up. Sweet biscuits. I wonder, they're probably Tostada brand. This ration is made by Jamipsa, so those are probably Tostada. Oh hey, look at this little beverage packet. Let's check this out. Some salt. We have 4 packets of salt. This ration actually contains 11.73 grams of salt total. 2 packs of coffee. 2 8-gram packets of sugar. High fiber isotonic drink. Some cutlery. Knife, fork, spoon. Tuna and vegetable oil. And sardines, also in vegetable oil. And quince cream, or quince paste. We just saw that in the Spanish ration. That stuff's awesome. Oh, look at this. Some pasta with veal. That sounds pretty gourmet. Nice gusset to the bottom of the pouch too, so it can stand up on its own. Another main. These mains are pretty heavy. They weigh 400 grams. Chicken and vegetables. Big trash bag, Ziploc bag for packing out trash or for any loose contents. And now here's a content sheet with the menu breakdowns for the 4 menus that this comes in. I got this ration from Sniper off eBay. Check out his shop, and he has more of these for sale. So let's see here. It has 397 grams of carbohydrates, 111 grams of fat, and 152 grams of protein. Cool. What else we have here? 2 Flameless Ration Heaters. These are the same FRHs that were in that UAE. These things should work incredibly well. I'm looking forward to that. And then here are a couple things that are at the bottom. Moist wipes, 2 of those. Menthol eucalyptus, look at that, for smokers. 4 water purification tablets. Xylitol dental chewing gum. Happy Dent. Now that is quite a sight. Alright, so let's first start off with breakfast. Alright, and for breakfast we're going to be starting off with those sweet biscuits, quince paste, apple juice box, nut and raisin cocktail, some gum, menthol eucalyptus cough drop, and some coffee. Alright, so let's get this out onto a tray. Nice, okay, so let's first start off with that coffee. That smells pretty basic. Not going to be adding too much water to that coffee. That's about 4-5 ounces. In Portugal, they like it strong. Even that's about too much water. Next one, I'm going to do it like espresso. So this spoon is like the flimsiest spoon I've ever seen in a ration. Got to be careful with that. Okay, so now that juice box. It's been a while since I've had a juice box. I think it's been years. So this thing is pretty funny. Doesn't even mention how much vitamin C might be in it. Best by date is October 2018, so this ration was only made last year. Nice and sweet. Gosh, it's been a while since I've had apple juice. So let's check out this nut and fruit cocktail. Nice little hiss. Gotta be careful there, that looks sharp. That thin metal slice you. Wow, look at that. A little half of a Brazil nut, cashews, peanuts, raisins. Look to be golden raisins, sultanas, and also, oh hey, look at this fork. And also regular raisins. That is, wow. Not bad. I think Jamipsa needs to upgrade their cutlery. Gotta look at these paper tissues real quick. Wow. Looks like you get about 10 of those. They look pretty absorbent too. Alright, so then these sweet biscuits. They are pretty broken up. And unlike in the Spanish ration, yeah, these are Tostada brand, I think. Oh yeah, these are the best biscuits. It's just a shame that they don't have some sort of, you know, protection around them. So they're just sitting in that pack. And when they're shipped out from Portugal, you know, and coming all the way over to the US, stuff like this is to be expected. Wow, they give you a fair portion of those biscuits. I gotta try out one of these. They're Tostada brand. We just checked these out in that Spanish ration. Those are awesome biscuits. Just that airy, light shortening and graham flavor to them. Those are heavenly. So when you dunk these, you don't hold them in for long. They get soft fast. Let's check this coffee out. This would have been great with just 1 to 2 ounces of water, making it a espresso essentially. Like this, it's just very light, extremely smooth, almost no acidity to it. With sugar balances that out. I'm going to try the next one out for lunch with less water and no sugar. So then the Quince Paste. Again, this is same old story. You got to use a cutting tool. It's the only way to do it. This stuff is absolutely incredible. This one's a little less dark than in the Spanish ration. I think you can just skewer it. It tastes different too. It's less sweet than the Spanish ration, a little bit more tart. I don't understand that. It's a little bit different of a brand, I think, or something. There's not a whole lot of pit in this one. So like you can actually chew it and it wouldn't, you know, make you feel like you're about to crack your teeth. Very spreadable. Not bad. Look at that. This stuff is delicious. It's like a cross between pear, like a little bit of honey, and strawberry. And this one here is a little more tart, a little less sweet than the Spanish ration Quince. But it's still amazing. Well, those work incredibly well together. You know, it's essentially like putting pear jam on a graham cracker. That's the closest thing you can pretty much compare it to. Look at this stuff. It's got a nice little jiggle to it. That's always classy. Oh yeah. There's just some good, sweet, tart apple juice. A little 200 milliliter portion. It's not a lot, but it's definitely enough to give you a nice little morale boost. Ready to drink. I mean, it's kind of rare to actually find something that you don't have to add water to in a ration when it comes down to a drink. So that is very uncommon. I've never seen a juice box in a ration before. Followed up with a little coffee. Yeah, the coffee would be perfect with just 2 ounces of water. Now for this nut and raisin cocktail. Let's get the whole thing here. It's a little bit bland, unsalted, but it's still good. Just basic. The raisins kind of save it. Without them, it would be excruciatingly bland. These raisins are nice and dry, not very sweet. And the nuts, I mean, they're healthy. Great food value. I'll give it that. Most food value out of any of the components for this breakfast. I mean, the biscuits. Great start to the day for just something that's easy to eat and desirable. Could eat these any time of the day, but breakfast, ideal. Well, breakfast is nice and basic. A lot of easy to eat, great start of the day kind of food. I think Jamipsa makes those jams so hard to open so they can withstand rough handling, you know, in combat situations. They won't just burst open in the ration. So you use a knife, it's inconvenient, but it beats having a jam burst all over everything in your ration. This juice box, this could get busted up pretty easily in rough handling. If this thing blew up inside of the ration, I mean, you'd have apple juice all over everything. I don't know how well thought out this part is, but it's pretty interesting. It was probably part of the contract request, and I don't know. Most unusual. The apple juice is fantastic. I mean, good quality juice. It just makes you feel like a kid again. These biscuits. Dunk it real fast. Otherwise they'll break off into the coffee. The nuts and raisins are dry and bland. But at least they're not rancid. Not bad. Let's finish up these biscuits. I gotta check out this Menthol cough drop. It's for smokers. So, that's kind of nice. That tastes like a Hall's cough drop. That's awesome. Eucalyptus, menthol, and just opens up your bronchial airway, and I'm gonna check this out. Happy Den. Xylitol gum. Oh wow. That looks really interesting. Oh, that's fantastic. That was very enjoyable gum. Has a very tender chew. Xylitol, great for your teeth. I gotta say, I liked breakfast. You know, except for the fruit and nut cocktail. I think that was a little bit lacking. It needed salt. But this, that is a nice, I don't know what that is. Well, it's like an ethyl alcohol, but then some sort of other smell, like a detergent smell. And it's kind of appealing. Definitely will clean you up, but I think it's not quite moist enough or strong. Still a nice moist towelette. Not bad. So let's take it over to lunch. Alright, we're back with lunch here. Gonna be starting off with our main course, that pasta with veal. Some tuna and vegetable oil, crackers and peach jam, and some more coffee. Alright, so let's get this out onto a tray. Nice, okay, so let's first start off with that coffee. Not gonna need the sugar this time. Just gonna put this in with a minimal amount of water. Okay, check out this main course. Put it in this FRH, which is in English, French, and Arabic. Check out the heating element. Looking good. Alright, while that's doing its thing, we're going to check out the tuna and vegetable oil. Nice little hit. Ooh. Has a minimal fishy odor to it. I gotta try this out real quick. You know, I'm gonna leave the oil in. You want to get every bit of those calories. Look at that, it's very processed looking. Oh, that is fantastic. It's very granular. And that thing is doing its thing. Look at that. Nice. These definitely maintain their shape better than the sweet biscuits, the standard crackers. It has a nice shortening smell, but just not sweet. Not as dark in appearance as well. I'm going to save some of these for dinner. This portion here, that looks great. That's a relatively dry biscuit. Tastes like it'd be perfect with this tuna and oil. Wow, that is so oily. Thought I'd have to drain it off. Look at that, it is like a match made in heaven on initial appearance at least. Don't even have to spread it. That is a masterpiece combination. That right there. This tuna on its own, a little bit of a fishy flavor. It's savory, very oily. That sunflower oil really gives it a nice flavor. While your main is heating up, this is the way to go. Jamipsa, they always have these well thought out rations where it's in courses. You eat one thing while something else is heating up. Gosh, these biscuits are dry. I keep calling them biscuits, they say crackers. That's because the breakfast ones were called biscuits. So yeah, dry cracker. So this peach jam, no tear notches, not making it easy on anybody, but no big deal. Has that slightly pungent peach smell, very smooth consistency. Look at that. And put a whole bunch on one biscuit, cracker, what have you. I'm gonna try a little bit of this on its own, just a little taste. That's sweet, prevalent peach flavor. I mean, it really tastes like peaches. Peach jam, so different from apricot. I mean, there's no real tartness, which is very sweet, and again has this kind of pungent flavor, just like the smell. You know, that interesting smell and flavor of peaches that makes it so unique. That is good stuff. Glad to give you two of them. I don't even think I'd have the patience to put these on the crackers. I'd just eat it straight out of the little 25-gram tub that they give you. Yeah, it's kind of inconvenient, the little tubs that they put them in, because like they're just not easy to maneuver, you know. Again, I'd just eat them straight out of there. I wouldn't bother putting them on the crackers unless I had plenty of time, just sitting down with nothing else to do but to eat some really good food. By the time that's all said and done, I'm gonna need the other moist towelette. This right here. This smell, I couldn't put my finger on it before. Lavender. That's what it is. They give you some lavender moist towelettes. It's kind of fancy if you ask me. Definitely gonna need those after handling that jam. Definitely use those other biscuits for dinner. Gosh, this tuna. It's just such an interesting, I mean, just minced, essentially. So easy to eat. They really put it through the meat grinder, I'll say that. The finishing product was fantastic. Quality tuna. So then, biscuits with the peach jam. You know, it takes those bland, very dry, it just really brings a second lease of life on them, I'll say that. Before that coffee gets cold. Oh yeah, it's still nice and warm. No bitterness. It's hard not to drink that all. FRH works like a charm. This is piping hot. Oh wow, that smells pretty good. Look at that. Definitely quite the portion size right there. I'm gonna go for some of that veal right there. Look at that big old chunk. That veal is incredibly tender. The noodles, they're a little soft. Not quite al dente enough for my taste. They kind of are a little bit almost mushy. The light brown gravy, it's very simple. Light bit of onion. Not the most complex range of flavors. I'll say that. Kind of a simple comfort food. Very easy to eat. A little bit underwhelming. I think adding salt will do the trick. There we go. Kind of stir that up a little. It needs it. It really does. It's lacking in any sort of complex flavors, and I'm not sure if that's a normal thing. I think, oh yeah, that just gives it, I mean, granted it's just salt. I mean, if it was sea salt or something, it'd be amazing. But just some basic old salt brings out the onion flavor. Nice bit of fat marbling on that piece of veal. Yeah, I'm going for the veal first. I mean, this here needs a biscuit dunked in it. Oh yeah. You see, that really helps. Like, it needs that little bit of crunch and body to it. Those noodles are a little overcooked. And I mean, kind of need a quick, easy to eat meal when it's 400 grams. Yeah, it needed the biscuit. Probably should have saved a couple more for it, but this is okay. I'm not sure if I just had higher hopes than I should have for this meal. Best part is the veal. It needs more dimension and flavors. For what it's lacking in complexity and flavor, it more than makes up for in a nice large portion of comforting and simple flavors. Not too bad. Definitely filled me up. It's going to be several hours before I come back with dinner. Alright, and for dinner our main course is going to be that chicken with vegetables. Going to have the rest of those crackers to go along with our sardines and vegetable oil. A dark chocolate bar, high fiber isotonic drink, some Happy Dent, and a menthol eucalyptus cough drop. Alright, so let's get this out onto a tray. Nice, okay, so let's first start off with that high fiber isotonic drink. It has 7.5 grams of fiber in this pack. Has a light lemon smell to it. Okay, so now to heat up that main course, that extremely efficient FRH. Looking good. Let that water properly equalize on that heating element. Alright. So while that's doing its thing, check out those sardines. 2.6 grams of omega-3s. Nice. Oh yeah. That's working like a charm. Not bad. That thing does its little initial hiss, and it just calms down. Then just slowly heats. Takes 12 minutes approximately. I'm going to get these out in that section there. Nice looking sardines. While that's heating up, it's always a Jamitza ration kind of thing, you know, you eat your little canned fish thing first while your main's heating. That's always the way to go. Cross section of those sardines there. That's beautiful. That is so fresh tasting. Again, no fishiness. It seems like Spain and Portugal both, and so far with anything from Jamipsa, anything with seafood is like utmost quality. I'm gonna let that biscuit kind of absorb some oils. You know, the bones are like almost non-existent. You know, it's not like this spiking your tongue with sardine bones. This is quality, fine texture, not salty really at all. It's just relying on its sheer quality of the meat. It's funny, the biscuit doesn't soften up like it does in regular liquid. A sunflower oil crunch. This is fantastic. Check that out. Look at that meat. It's just such lean and desirable protein. This is a great ration so far. I mean, the last main course was a little disappointing, but the biscuits and the canned fish, top notch. The FRHs, they work perfectly. I don't know how there's fiber in there. It's not like it makes it gelatinous or anything. Disguised fiber. Wow, that is delectable. It tastes like lemonade. A little more sweet and pronounced than, say, Spanish ration isotonic beverage base. Tastes a little more, I guess you could say, normal. But it's not my favorite, but it's still delicious. You know, I have no discipline here. Having dessert before dinner, just gonna try out at least half this little chocolate bar, see how it's looking. Looks a little bit bloomed on the surface, but that's pretty normal. That smells awesome. Wow, that is dry dark chocolate. It seems relatively shelf stable and heat resistant. Good, dry, lightly sweet, relatively strong dark chocolate. Such a fine sardine. Trying to spread it on the crackers is a little bit of a mess. Back to some good, wholesome, healthy food after a couple bites of chocolate. All rounds out fairly well. Listen to that FRH. It's been at least 12 minutes. Oh yeah, that's perfectly heated. First thing I smell is garlic. Kind of strong of garlic. Thing looks like a chicken pot pie filling with white beans. So there are peas, carrots, white beans, and what looks to be dark meat chicken. Relatively simple flavor. That's pretty good. I mean, I taste garlic right off the top. There might not be enough salt. Those white beans are really almost overcooked. They just melt in your mouth, which is kind of nice actually. I mean, you don't really have to chew it, that's for sure. Try 1 pack of salt for starters. Yeah, it kind of needs help here. I'm thinking it's kind of like chicken pot pie filling. The crackers have a shortening flavor to them, you know, there's actually quite a bit of shortening. It's definitely going to give that crust effect. I think this is the way to go. Dunk one in right over there and kind of leave it. The rest of these, tostada to the rescue. Because without this and some salt, all you're really going to be tasting is garlic. And garlic's always better with salt, so I'm going to sprinkle a little on here. Funny because there's over 11 grams of salt in this whole ration, but it's not really in the mains. That's the way to do it. You save those biscuits for the main course. Yeah, it needs all of them. Could really benefit from that additional shortening and a little bit of salt. It's like a kind of garlicky chicken pot pie now. Not bad. Yeah, the chicken's a little bit dry. Even though it's suspended in all that liquid. I can't imagine if it wasn't. If you aren't a fan of garlic, you wouldn't like this meal. Because it is literally garlic with flavored white beans, the carrots and peas, I can't really taste them. Yeah, this is worlds better than it would be by itself. It's surprising though, because I just had that Spanish ration, and that had so much more flavor to the main courses. Both of these mains were kind of, well, playing it safe. There's nothing off-putting about it, other than maybe the slightly dry chicken and the mushy white beans. Thanks again to Sniper for providing this ration to me. This thing is still definitely worth checking out. If you can ever get your hands on a Portuguese ration, it's totally worth trying. Wow, adding the crackers to it and that salt really brought the flavors out. Well, the few flavors that it had, not bad. Portuguese Navy 24-hour combat ration. Maybe not the most complex in flavors, but it's like a lot of really good comfort food. Well, anyway, this is Steve 1989 off MRE Info. Hope you liked the video, and I'll be coming back at you with something new. Or old. Alright, cool. See ya.